Today Honda is supposed to be delivering our Honda Pioneer, and we got the shed installed a couple days ago. It's finally stopped raining for a little bit. It is supposed to rain this afternoon, so we're going to do our best to build a ramp today. Now obviously the ground back here is a big soupy muddy mess, so we're going to have to build a pathway out to it, but that'll have to come later. Alright, let's see what we can get done. So if you can tell, we already cut the linoleum and put it down. We had some issues with it. We actually bought the linoleum about a year ago for another project, and it's been kind of stored, rolled up. So once we started to unroll it, some of the pieces started to crack, and I guess we just didn't store it properly. But we made it work. We do have some quarter round molding in here that we're going to use. And then we've got this metal threshold that I had for another project that we were going to do when we first bought the house, that I ended up scrapping the idea. So we're going to trim these pieces of wood right here that are on the door frame, so this will slide underneath to kind of hold down the linoleum in the front, so it doesn't start peeling back as we go in and out of this thing. First thing I have to do is measure this, attach a ledger board, taking into consideration once the ramp is built on top of it, what my clearance is going to be so the door can close. 71 inches. One thing I've learned about starting a homestead and doing projects like this is you keep everything. Under this tarp we have a wood pile. Had a bunch of 2x10s, 2x12, a bunch of block wood and stuff like that I've kept. I'm actually going to use the majority of this to build the top of the ramp. Then I've got a stack of 2x4s that were given to us that I'll be using for the bottom part of it. So let's see what we got here. This piece here looks like it's going to be close. I think I said it was 71 inches. Tape is bent, that's going to bother me all day. Ooh, nice, 71 3/4. So all we need to do is just trim this piece up, and we got our ledger board. So it looks like we're not going to be building our ramp today. It just started pouring. I guess it's just that time of year. It seems like a lot of projects we're trying to get done, we just can't because of the weather. Yep. It's one of the reasons we wanted to build a shop, is so we had a place that was dry and level, and where we can have all of our tools out and not have to worry about them getting ruined. This area back here is just, it's soupy, it's so muddy, everything's still really loose. I went through and kind of tried to level it out with some rakes after the delivery guy almost got stuck back here. But it's way too muddy to be working back there. So I packed up all the tools, and I'll have to finish that another day. So one of the main reasons we were trying to get that ramp done so fast is, if you notice behind me, we got a new addition to the family. We got a Honda Pioneer 500. And yesterday when they delivered this, we jumped on it right away and we took it on some back trails, and we even took it back out on the trails that we have, the hiking trails that go out to the campsites. There were some issues getting it to fit. We could only ride on a certain section of the trail. We're still thinking about going back and kind of opening up that trail a little bit to accommodate the size of this thing. But it's about 50 inches wide, so it's actually not going to fit on any of the bridges that we have either. So we're trying to think of a way that maybe we could widen the last bridge that we made, which would give us a way to go all the way around the outer loop of our trail system. But I'll do a video on this thing when I get a chance. I go back to work tomorrow. So we actually had a break in the weather, so I'm going to get this guy out and about and show you guys what it can do. This thing is so much fun. It's going to give us a lot of opportunities to take it, a lot of gear into places where we wouldn't have been able to before. I'll go over the controls real quick. So go ahead and get it started. So for the winch, release it a little bit. You can see this right here. This is a manual release for it. This is the guy pulling the winch. This is the winch returning. So you're going to turn it out like that. Since I've loosened it a little bit, it's got some give. Now I can go ahead and take the winch out. Now if I want to return the winch back into position, I need to turn that back. Now in here, go ahead and reel it on in. Now this model has the manual transmission and automatic transmission. Manual transmission, you would use the paddles for shifting down, shifting up. You will still need these. So right now I'm going to flip it to automatic transmission. Now to go from neutral to drive, I will shift up. Now I'm in first gear. Shift down for neutral. Now reverse. So for reverse, what you do is there's a handle down here that you pull on, and then you downshift. Now I'm in reverse. Now to go from reverse back to neutral, I would upshift, and then if I wanted to go into drive, I would upshift. Now in this mode, in automatic transmission, I do not have to upshift and downshift, obviously. It will automatically shift for me. Now an important safety feature that I've noticed in this is if you do not have the seatbelt on, it will not go into third gear. It tops out around 12 miles an hour and just kind of, no matter how much you floor it, you have to have the seatbelt on. So, you know, that's Honda doing their due diligence on liability and stuff like that, I guess. Thanks for watching. This is just a quick look at the Honda Pioneer 500. I'll be taking this thing out regularly and doing some camping and some adventures and stuff like that, and any kind of modifications I do, I'll try to do videos on it. I'm looking at a skid plate right now. Probably going to build a box for it, and I'm not sure if we're going to make a trailer or if I'm going to buy a trailer. But yeah, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.